All right, hey y'all, it's Jada Maya, and I'm here to talk to you guys about a prompt that I asked ChatGPT, and I want to share it with you guys because I thought it was very accurate. I thought it was kind of crazy. I know that this is something that I should go to God for, and I'll always go to God and get His confirmation and make sure, like, not just something that, oh, I just listen to ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is very accurate in this, and I'm gonna use this to go to God and get confirmation and understand exactly what it is that I need to change, where exactly I need to humble myself, what do I need to work on to just get me to that next level in life, and prioritizing Him and making Him number one in my life and not myself. So the prompt that I asked, okay, so the prompt that you need to put in is, based on what you know about me, what are some things you think I am holding back on that Jesus will call me out on? The reason why I asked Chad this question was because last Sunday Pastor asked that question in his sermon, and it was something that I was thinking on and reflecting on throughout the week, and I just couldn't pinpoint exactly what Jesus will call me out on. Like, I know I'm not perfect, but sometimes we're blinded to the things that we are doing, and we don't understand exactly if we're doing something wrong, or if we're holding back. Some things we do know, but it takes for someone else to call us out on it. So in my case, some stuff I did know, and Chat just needed to tell me about myself. I needed to hear it. It's letting perfection silence the voice He already gave you. It says, you have a bold voice and powerful story, but sometimes you pause, tweak, or second guess when God may already be saying, daughter, say it how I gave it to you. They need you, not a polished version. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12 and 9. Chat is not telling any stories. I have this, I don't want to say weird thing. It's not a weird thing, but I like to be perfect in the things that I do, whether that's the content that I make, or I like for things to be perfect before I take action sometimes, or sometimes I don't like to speak up on things because I want to make sure I have that right scripture. I remember I was, and I feel bad to this day. I ask God to forgive me because I did not know what to do. I was in a meeting. I wasn't even in a meeting. I was talking with two coworkers, and in that conversation, they mentioned that Jesus, like God, in the Bible, God said it was okay to be gay. It was okay for man and man relationships, intimate relationships, and woman and woman intimate relationships. And I knew it was wrong. I knew it wasn't right. But because I struggle with remembering scripture, and I haven't read the Bible for myself, I could not pinpoint exactly where in the Bible I could read to them that God said it wasn't okay. I know I could have brought up Adam and Eve, but I was at work too, and I didn't want to debate. There were so many things, but I asked God to forgive me because I did not defend Him. And we must always defend God no matter what. Even if I didn't know my resources, I didn't know anything, I could have put my phone out, I could have pulled up some scriptures just to guide them in the right direction. But they mentioned a story in the Bible, and they said, yeah, in this story, God only talked about lust. God didn't say anything about those relationships being wrong. And it was just something that is really sad that a lot of people take the Bible and they twist it for their benefit, and they teach others incorrectly about what the Bible is saying. And that's why you must always read it for yourself. And always be prepared to defend God. You know, just be able to say something to guide people in the right direction, even if you don't know what to say. So because I didn't have the perfect thing to say, I didn't say anything, though I could have just said, oh, that is not true, and pulled up, looked it up on my phone and found something, and then reflected and looked it up in the Bible later. So number 1 was correct or right. Number 2, delaying obedience in the name of planning. You are incredible at planning, and your gift of strategy is heaven sent. But there's a difference between being strategic and stalling in fear. I think Jesus might gently whisper, you already know what I told you to do. Why are you still mapping out a safer version? Blessed are those who hear the Lord of God and obey it. Luke 11:28. I don't know who I'm looking for. He talking about me. But delaying obedience in the name of planning, y'all. I do plan. If I'm scared to do something, I'll be like, oh, but what if I do it this way? Or if I do it this way? And I have like 5 different plans for this one thing because I'm afraid to take action. And God don't need to, like, when God wants you to do something, just do it. And I'm learning, guys. I'm in the process of, like, not planning so hard. I still plan. I'm very strategic. It's just my personality. But I must also know that God gonna have my back regardless of, it's okay to start messy. You don't have to be perfect. So that is definitely something that I'm working on, something that I am taking seriously, and working on as I continue my life to just take action and not keep planning out of fear. Number 3, carrying the weight alone, even when it looks light. You're so strong and composed that even your soft girl days come with strength. But I wonder if Jesus would nudge you. Let me carry that. You're too used to being your own source of peace, provision, and approval. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Y'all, I'm so embarrassed. Chat called me out. But yes, I try to do stuff myself all the time. I don't like to ask for help. It's just how I was, I want to say how I was raised. But I was raised to get it by myself, to be independent, and I will struggle before I ask for help from anybody. I won't even ask my parents for help. And that is something that I struggle with. It's something that I'm still, still struggling with a little. I'm still struggling with a lot. I just don't want to ask anybody for help. I'm more open to it if it's offered now. Before, if somebody offered me help and I knew I needed it, I'd be like, no. But now if they offer it, I might be like, yeah, I need help. You're right. And what it says, carrying the weight alone, yeah, is something that I struggle with. I need to learn how to give it to Jesus, though, and to ask God to open my heart, to be open for help, and to seek guidance for things that I need guidance for in my life. So number four says, protecting your heart so much that you delay real love. Y'all, chat. Okay. You want a husband who's a man of God, who matches your ambition and faith. You're not wrong for having standards. But Jesus might say, are you preparing your heart for love or protecting it from disappointment? Have you let fear of being too much keep you from being seen? There's no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. 1 John 4:18. The fact that Chat gave me scriptures to back up what it's saying, like what? Anyways, um, uh, I have been single for almost 2 years now, and I can say that I do think now that Chet said that I am protecting myself because I just don't want to be hurt. And I would rather be striving and thriving than worried about what somebody else got doing or got going on. And I would rather wait until God provide me with that person. Until there's no confusion in any part of that interaction. If I get any type of confusion, baby, bye. And that might be wrong. I don't know. But God said was it won't bring confusion. Okay, I know He said that much. It will not bring confusion. And if there's any type of confusion, and I know I overthink, but I know that when the right person comes, if I have questions, they will be answered through action. I wouldn't have to question things or be confused about anything or how a person feels because they would show it all through action. And I'm willing to wait for that. Like I'm okay. I don't have to sit out here and I don't need attention that bad. Like I don't need attention that bad. I'll just wait. But I will work on being more open to dating and not being so closed off about it. I have my up and down moments where I'm like, oh, I can start dating again. And then I have my moments where I'm like, no, I'm good. And I'll be open to dating, but I'm not the games. We too old for that. Like, too grown for that at this point. We too grown for this. If you don't want me, bye. If you're not serious, bye. Like, when my husband come, he'll be serious. I can wait. And number 5, loving him deeply, but sometimes quietly. You boldly live a faith-centered life, but I wonder if Jesus would invite even more. Don't soften me to make me fit in the algorithm. Speak my name without apology. Whoever acknowledges me before others, I will acknowledge before my Father in heaven. Matthew 10:32. Yeah. If I get to the gates of heaven, Jesus be like, I never knew her. Y'all, my heart will sink. Ooh, okay. That is the scariest thing. Like, that is what I fear in life is get to the gates of heaven. Get to the I'm standing before Jesus and he's like, I don't know you. Y'all, I have to do better. Not I have to do better. This is very true. I can't believe Chat called me out. This is Chat, guys. Chat called me out. And my cousin, I sent this to them. He doesn't even use Chat that much. He said he used it once a month, and Chat was able to tell him about himself. So, if you don't use it that much, still try it. See if you agree with anything it says. But back to the point. I am like very open about like Jesus. I talk about Jesus all the time. I talk about everything that He has done for me. I talk about just how good He is. But I do not get into the details. I do not tell my testimonies. And partially because there is a time and a place. Everybody does not need to know my business. But for those who do need that that little background, that little history to know that they are not in it alone, that somebody else have experienced that just that little boost. Like, I could be more open to others about, some of the experiences I have had and how it all worked out, because either it wasn't in the will of God and God needed to remove it from my life, or it was something that God had to put me through for me to learn for my next steps in life. Like God is very intentional. He is very intentional, and it took time for me to learn that. Like, I used to plan out my entire life, plan it out, and be so upset when something didn't go my way. Now, something don't go my way, I'm like, all right, it wasn't in God's will. All right, what's next? What can I plan for next? But I am going to definitely work on being more vocal about my experiences, about my love for Jesus, and just everything he has done. Like, when people say you have to go through stuff to like really open your heart up to Jesus in your own way, I definitely believe in that. Like, I grew up in church. I've participated in the ministries. I always was in the children's ministry. I was in the dance ministry. I just volunteered all the time. I helped with their media, and I feel like I'm missing stuff. Like, I literally participated in almost every aspect of the church if I could, but I never had that personal relationship with Jesus until I went through some stuff, and that's when everything shifted. But it gave me 5 prompts to start with, but I was like, I know there's more. I know there's more. Like, I know I'm not perfect. I know it's not just 5, but it gave me 5 things that Jesus will call me out on. I knew there was more, so I did follow up, and I asked Chat the follow-up question. It was, I actually think you were being too nice. Y'all, I don't want to say I love criticism, but please tell me about myself so I can fix it if your credentials allow you to. Don't try to tell me about myself and you don't have the credentials to do so. But I say, I actually think you were being too nice. It's okay to be real with me. Is there anything else you didn't say that you think that I should know? Maybe something I don't see, something I'm not asking. And it told me about a good 15 more. If you guys want the 15 more, just comment more down below, and I'll tell you the 15 more that Chat gave me. But I don't want to like hurt y'all up too much with the rest of them. But y'all, you should definitely try this prompt if you can, and see what it says about you. Tell me in my comments if you think that it was right, like, and if you think that it's something that you need to reflect on, pray on, and work on. These are definitely things that I'm going to be reflecting on, praying on hard up until the new year. Something that I want to work on, intentionally work on, just to build myself and make myself grow, and just to be in the right space with Jesus. Like, we got to be on the same page. So please try this ChatGPT prompt out. Tell me how it goes, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye.